Welcome to my ePortfolio guided tour. My name is Evonne from Red Deer, Alberta, Canada. I'm the creator of this ePortfolio and your host for this guided tour. It is my extreme pleasure to share my master's journey with all of you, my fellow MET peers, possible future MET students, my instructors, professors, MET administrators, the professional academia community, teachers, colleagues, prospective employers, the general public, and anyone else who has a passion for traveling and educational technology. My ePortfolio is a graduation and capstone project that I created for the University of British Columbia Masters of Educational Technology program, also known as the MET program, and I will be referring to it as the MET program from now on. To find out more about me and why I chose the MET program, see the passport page, which can be found on the right navigation sidebar. The purpose of my ePortfolio is to have a means to display and assess my learning while engaging my audience as they explore my MET journey, reading my reflections and explanations of my artifacts, upon which you, my audience, can see how I've planned to expand my horizons and apply my learning. The purpose of my ePortfolio is also to celebrate my MET journey, demonstrating what I have learned and how it has changed my global perspectives and my teaching. For more details of the purpose and goals of my ePortfolio, see the pre-planning page on the right sidebar. So how has my learning shaped the creation of my ePortfolio? Through the ETEC 590 course, I was introduced to many different tech tools used to create different ePortfolios: Wix, Weebly, iWeb, Google Sites, blogs, and wikis. I was already familiar with blogs and wikis and did want to try something new, so I had it narrowed down to two: Wix or Google Sites. So why then did I choose Google Sites? Keeping in mind constructive strategies such as scaffolding, feedback, group collaboration, discovery learning, modeling, and learning communities, as well as Anderson's 2008 online interactions model and Bates and Poole's 2003 sections framework, as well as Chickering and Gamson's 1987 7 Principles for Good Teaching Practice, I did decide on Google Sites, as I still needed to consider which platform would be easiest to learn, use, download, upload, and have access on many different devices, and which one would most likely continue to be offered free in the future. Again, Google Sites won me over. For more information about this, you can find on the right navigation sidebar the EP rationale and my EP rubric. The metaphor I have chosen is globetrotting, world traveling. I love to travel and I love learning, especially about educational technology. So it really was only one choice and metaphor for me, and it pretty much chose me. I have traveled to many places around the world, and they are showcased here for you to explore. I also plan trips overseas for my students. I was the former French teacher for my school, and I started the France trips a few years back, and now we travel every 2 to 3 years. The 2008 crew was twice as large as my 2010 crew that we just had a couple years ago. Our next trip is in 2012, and we're traveling for 16 days starting in March. Traveling is full of new learning experiences and meeting new people, and this parallels my experiences in the MET program for the past 2 years. This metaphor of globetrotting allows me to weave two of my passions together: traveling and educational technology. This metaphor is also the driving force for my EP site and organization, and this brings us now to site navigation. A navigation toolbar on the right side of the screen on each web page is displayed, and you can always refer to this sidebar in case you get lost in sequence or if you just want to explore at your leisure. On the bottom of each page, you will also see on the left a back button and on the right a next button that will keep you in sequence with my portfolio. On my metaphor web page, you will also find a chart outlining how my metaphor connects to my MET journey. And if you'd like to see a visual representation of my metaphor, you can click on the site map on the sidebar, and you will see a visual representation of how my master's journey outlines visually with my MET courses. I've organized and matched my master's courses to the countries I visited, and this is where the trip begins, in countries. Each country has a link to a course description if possible, and a brief explanation of what the course was about and how it connects to my metaphor, as well as a final reflection on the course and artifacts attached that were chosen to document the learning and showcase for that course. If you'd like to start in chronological order with my non-MET courses, start at the top of the page and start with USA in North America and proceed down in order. Or if you scroll down a little further to Europe, Australia, and more, you can start with my MET journey in sequence, starting with England, ETEC 511. As with other web pages, these EP pages with countries have a back button that takes you to the main countries page, and it also has a next button that will take you to the next country in the sequence of how I traveled and how I took the courses. You will find then Cities and Scenery is the page that has a list of all of my artifacts as a quick reference link. I also have them organized into 3 categories: text documents, which have my papers and such, media and visual projects, and group projects. You can also see that I have compiled a cross-section of my artifacts to represent the different types of my learning and skill development. You'll see pictures of many of the places I have traveled. One of my favorites, of course, is the marina in Monaco, and as well Paris at night. Each of these artifacts are chosen, each of these destinations are chosen and matched with artifacts, and they will be described having either a PDF document embedded on the screen and another link at the bottom for alternate viewing, or there will be a link to the artifact, whether it's a web page or another media project, another link to where you can find it. Many of the artifacts include on the bottom how I've been able to put theory into practice and apply my learning. These are apply my learning sections, and you'll find either links to websites such as wikis I have created for my students, or attached PDF documents of tutorials that I have created for my staff. Following along our side navigation bar to the right, we find the luggage and then meeting new people. You can explore these at your leisure. With meeting new people, I've met different co-ops. We've built a strong community of practice in each course that enabled us to excel and deepen our learning. And this is also, since many of us have been in courses together and different ones, we've already had a rapport, and some of us have built friendships. So we were able to actually build a global community of knowledge building. One of the best things about traveling was meeting the new people, and the same can be said for the MET program. Yes, I am enjoying my new skill set and knowledge base from the MET program, but the people who I interacted with and collaborated with have made my journey that much more enjoyable. Then you'll find Fuel. This is where the site where all the references of all the resources I used to create my ePortfolio site and this guided tour, they can be found here in the Fuel. Next is Future Plans, and then you will also find Souvenirs. Here you'll find a list of my favorite MET resources, and you can explore those at your leisure. Then we find Postcards. Those are my thank you pages to acknowledge all of the people that have supported me along my MET journey for the past 2 years. Then we have my travel diary and MET reflection, and this is where you'll find deeper reflections at the program level. And if you're looking for a reflection on ETEC 590 itself, you'll find that in Fiji. Reflection is what the MET program has been able to allow me to do, especially in this ETEC 590 course. Reflecting, I've been able to construct my learning and plug into my learning so that I can further reflect on the choices on what I use to display my learning in my ePortfolio. I've been able to reflect again and figure out what has been the good, the bad, and the amazing, and why I've chosen my artifacts, why I've chosen to organize my portfolio according to my learning and my metaphor, and how does it all fit together. This program has provided me with the missing links of sound pedagogy and theoretical frameworks to guide my technology integration into my classroom. One of the best outcomes of my MET journey is realizing how my views of my teaching role in my classroom has changed. I can use technology to purposefully engage my students so they have learning opportunities that are meaningful while collaborating in groups and becoming part of a strong learning community. Success for all. Me, the teacher, my students, and definitely the MET program for producing both technically skilled and knowledgeable educational technologists. Thank you for your time. I hope this guided tour has given you a taste of what you can expect in my ePortfolio and how to navigate the site. And I invite you now to explore my ePortfolio at your leisure. I hope you enjoy the journey as much as I have. Thank you for viewing.